Alright everybody, welcome back to the final round of the tournament. This is not named yet, so we'll have an official name for the operation hopefully by the next time I upload a video. Let's just get straight into it. I have one tech roll to roll for. And that is going to be rolling for heavy armor. And that is a hit. Fantastic. So I need... here they are. A hit on that, and let's keep on going. For the buys, I have 16 to work with, and I'm spending 8 on 2 Marines, 6 on a factory upgrade to a major, and then the last 2 on a militia upgrade to clear the bank. Alright, no combat moves to deal with at all, predictably. And the British Commonwealth, nor the Soviets can technically declare war on me, so everything that I have to work with here is just going to be exclusively non-combat movements. So let's go ahead and get straight into them. We'll start with the aircraft. All of the aircraft that started in P-15, they started on these carriers. They will all be flying 1, 2, 3 to northern Manchuria. Yeah. They'll be joined by all of the aircraft from Tokyo as well, which is 2 additional tactical bombers and an additional fighter. I'm actually going to change that up a little bit. So I will also be adding 1 fighter from Formosa. Will fly 1, 2, 3, 4, and it'll land in eastern Manchuria. But it's going to be joined by some of the other aircraft instead of going to northern. 1 fighter and 1 tactical bomber that flew up north are going to be here instead. Yeah. Okay. That's all the aircraft. Okay, let's do the ground movements. From eastern Manchuria, 2 infantry and a cavalry are moving north into northern Manchuria. From Rihi, 2 infantry are walking into eastern Manchuria. And from Korea, the infantry is railing to northern Manchuria. Alright, and then from Japan, 1 infantry from Hokkaido and the motorized infantry from Honshu are going to board one of the naval transports which started in P-15. It's going to move into P-14, and then those land units are going to disembark into Rihi. And then those are going to be joined by the infantry from Tokyo and the infantry from Kyushu, which are going to board the naval transport which started in P-16, and then also disembark in Rihi. So that's the naval transports and the ground units accounted for entirely. Alright, let's finish up with the naval units. From P-16, heavy cruiser and TBD are moving into P-15 and joining the main fleet. They're going to be joined by the heavy cruiser from P-46. Moving 1, 2, 3. And also the destroyer and naval transport that started in P-32. Those actually are both kind of transport units, so they'll go here on the the fleet marker. Okay. Alright, the rest should be submarine movements. The coastal sub starting in P14 is moving south into P32. Coastal sub that started in P16 is moving south into P34. And 2 subs and a battle cruiser from P15 are moving to P50. 1, 2, 3. And they're joined by the last submarine from P46. 1, 2, 3. Alright, that should cover all of my non-combats across the entire board. So let's go ahead and recruit and place buys. I'll do the recruit first. I have a tendency to forget it if I don't. So, recruiting for Siam, and I should hit on a 1 or less, which is just a 1. Oh boy, miss. Oh well, okay. And then let's place the buys. So the 2 Marines are going to be placed. Why not? One of them is going to go into Rihi. And the other one will go in Kyushu. The factory upgrade will be in Kyushu. And the infantry, the militia upgrade rather, into an infantry is going to go in northern Manchuria. So that militia is gone, and that infantry pops up. Alright. That should be everything. Should be ready to pass the board off to Tactical for his first British Commonwealth and French turns. As always, I will go ahead and go through a quick rundown of where all of my Japanese units are, just to make Tactical's job super easy and convenient. Make sure mistakes are kept to a minimum. Alright, so we'll start with the islands. The Japanese have a militia on the Marshall Islands, Caroline Islands, Volcano Islands, Palau, Okinawa, Bonin, Formosa, the Kuril Islands. That covers the islands. On the main homeland for Japan, there's just a Marine in Kyushu. That's the only unit that's there. In Manchuria, we have 3 infantry and a motorized infantry, and a Marine, and a militia in Rihi. Northern Manchuria has 2 tacticals, 2 fighters, 4 infantry, 1 mountain infantry, and 1 cavalry. Eastern Manchuria has 2 infantry, 1 militia, 2 fighters, and 1 tactical. And that should cover all of my naval units everywhere. So, or all of my land units everywhere. So let's go ahead and do the Navy. In the south, we have 1 battlecruiser and 3 normal submarines in P50. 1 coastal submarine in P32. 1 coastal sub in P34. P14 has 2 naval transports, a light cruiser, and a heavy cruiser. And then the rest of my units are in P15, and that includes 3 naval transports, 3 destroyers, 3 heavy cruisers, a TBD, that's 2 TBDs, a light cruiser, a light carrier, a fleet carrier, and 2 battleships. Alright, without further ado, pass the board off to Tactical, and best of luck on your British Commonwealth turn.